Back already, Your Highness? I was under the impression you'd be gone until late evening.
Yes, well, so was I, but I concluded my business earlier than I expected. I hope I'm still late enough to miss court audience. They're an awful bore, really. Maybe if I had something to do other than sit there and listen, I wouldn't mind, but all he has me do is sit there and listen.
There were some colourful characters today, though. Are you up to date with the election results?
Nothing really changed much, except that Workers' Party who made some small gains. Let me guess, one of them is in the court now making victory speeches.
Oh yes, of course. But they've got more seats than they've had in a long time. They aren't too large, but they're not to be scoffed at, I would say.
How much of the vote did they get then?
Oh, around 18%. They've taken all the other minor parties' votes, it seems. If they play their cards right, they might be around for quite a few elections to come.
Well, all the power to them. Father believes our entrenched politicians are getting complacent and taking us for granted. Maybe this'll shake some rotten apples from a tree. As long as they play the part in the system, they might actually do some good. Both for us and the people they claim to care for.
Maybe. But socialists are the sort who often want more than to just shake off the rotten apples. They would often rather see the tree burnt down than its roots destroyed.
I don't think we have to be so cynical just yet.
Are you being genuinely optimistic, or are you just more spirited today?
Maybe both.
I take it the business of acquiring those establishments went well then?
Oh yes. Turns out the reason they were selling wasn't just low sales. The family owners had gambled all the money away in some casino on Penanora, and were going broke. So buying them out was easy enough. The family was just happy to have any money at all. Or it would have been off to the mines for them. Anyway, I'll be skulking off before the audience ends and I get trapped into conversation with one of the attendees. If anyone but Father comes looking for me, tell them I'm still out.
Very well.
Where's Rosalie? Not alone again in her room, is she?
Ah, yes. You may or may not be surprised to learn that Ebba is here again. Looking for you, no doubt. But she's got Rosalie with her.
No doubt. What does that mean?
I can't think of any other reason she'd be here. At least she didn't really tell me anything that would make me assume otherwise.
Hey, there you are. I thought I wouldn't make your acquaintance when I didn't see you at the audience. You missed some rather spirited speech back there.
I was busy. Who are you?
I am but a humble, newly elected, Minister of your Parliament, representing the People's Voice Coalition. Not the most imaginative names I know, but it gets the point across.
That it does. Congratulations then on your recent gains. Though making speeches to the courtroom isn't likely to win you any votes or supporters here. Not exactly your target audience, if you know what I mean.
Aye, I myself said there wasn't much point to it, but at the end of the day I'm not the leader of the party, so our leader went and did it anyway. I was just here for my devilish looks to distract from his less than charming face.
Funny. Usually politicians representing the people or workers have implants, missing limbs and all sorts of body modifications to show how they're one of them and endear themselves to them. Otherwise they usually just see you as false leaders who really don't know the people's struggle.
I'm more upper PR than lower PR. Winning people's votes is all well and good, but somebody's got to shake hands with the power brokers, and it helps to have both your arms and a fully fleshed face like you do when doing that. The higher-ups don't like to think they're associating themselves with dirty foul air-breathing peasants now, do they? So the PVC recently got more people like me to win over the people who keep us going for longer than one election. The common people win the seats, but they aren't much good for supplying the money or favours that keep us going.
Which is why you wanted to make my acquaintance, I take it. They sent you along with your party leader in the hopes you'd find me at the audience. Wouldn't want me thinking I'm talking to some lowly, working man now, would they?
Huh. Well, it worked, didn't it?
Honestly, it certainly helped. Needs work though. The suit is nice, but you clearly bite your nails, and your cologne, while not awful, is too thick. Those things probably don't matter for the people you usually meet, but around here you still stick out. Not to mention the bow tie.
You think this centre's bad, just hope you never have to shake hands with anyone in the party other than me. Can't help but notice, Highness, you wearing gloves yourself. Got the same habit, or just afraid the sun will tan them?
No, people are just always telling me that my hands are cold, so I wear these.
They don't do good for your image, if you don't mind me saying. People already think you lot are rich and coddled enough without you walking around looking like someone who can't stand the elements. You don't give off a very people-person image. And I'm not just talking about the fancy white hair you royals have.
I can't do much about that. I'm not going to dye my hair another colour just to go outside, and taking off my gloves isn't going to change much. And it's not like they make me understand their situation any less.
True, but you really don't look like someone who knows much about the people. Besides you royals genetically altering your hair colour, and your nobles turning it bleeding blue, the people see your daily expenses as pretty extravagant.
Can we not get into this argument? I never said I knew the whole picture, but I'm not completely ignorant. For one, I know the food doesn't taste all that good. At least the meat jelly doesn't.
Hey, there you go. Dietary policy like nutrition and taste is underappreciated by majority parties. Just adding some substance to food most common folk have to eat on many occasions would make some difference. Don't suppose you can be swayed to do that for us? It'd make a wonderfully strange headline for the papers.
We make a lot of money by exporting the food though, and with food becoming scarcer out there, bread is gold. Even though we own all the farmland, most of the money doesn't even come back to our coffers. Instead it goes to the state treasury where Parliament then do as they please with it. With food making so much money, we're being pushed to sell almost as much as we can make. We don't like it, but the people, or at least those who represent them, have spoken.
I know, but our small victory has garnered us more influence as of late. We can cause a rather loud fuss about these issues now. People don't really fuss themselves, as we all tout how much better it is up here than in the Swedish technocracy or German Republic. And yeah, I'd say it is, why wouldn't I? But the food is god awful. So, we can get some real political capital behind some new food policies. Now often in the past, socialist parties have gotten stick by pro-monarchy people for being, well, anti-monarchist, and slandered as naive. Our politics does tend to attract the Dan with the crown types, but you'll find most of us aren't so inclined. We don't have to wreck the economy putting food on the table either, and cooperation between us erases any anti-monarch taint associated with us and gives you a little champion of the people ring.
Did you come here with a political sales pitch in mind, or is this all just spring of the moment?
A bit of both. We've had food reforms in mind and on our manifesto. We have maybe been banking a little on you actually being somewhat the socialist people say you are.
Where has that reputation even come from? I've never said anything of the sort to suggest that. Have I?
Socialist is a bad word. Better to say progressive, or at least more compassionate than is typical of your family. Someone who might at least, if not understand, sympathise with the working people.
Well, the food does taste awful. Not sure what I can do for you though. I'm not the king.
You don't have to be. Pardon me saying this, but big surprise, the people like you more than your father. So just openly support the idea. Already we wouldn't be alienated by pro-monarchist groups, and maybe we'd turn some votes from the other parties. With all the extra money food is making these days, surely we can afford to sell less of it too. We can keep all the normal spending budgets while making the food better. All the extra money the food is making doesn't help most people anyway. The hospitals have done better than they have for decades, but they don't serve the workers, who are a dime a hundred dozen. We can use what sway we have to divert a bit of food to some deprived areas where we can show off what we can do for the people, which will be easier if the monarchy is willing to spare some food to support the policy idea.
Funny. Socialists and monarchy working together? If you could somehow claw back some power for the monarchy, you'd even get my father on side. He's been having a long fight just to keep our control of the farmlands. And with the drink, but that's another matter. Don't tell him I said that.
We don't like the term socialist. We aren't complete power to the people nutjobs that word often makes us out to be.
I thought that was communist.
They get branded the same thing these days. In fact, I think they always have been. Anyway, I might just skedaddle to find the boss man and see about clawing back some power for a monarchy. Might be a bit of a hard sell to him and some voters.
Sko what now? Do you lot make up words just to confuse us, or did I mishear you through that accent?
Sko what? Have I walked into some nonsense conversation?
I was just leaving, Your Highness.
Majesty.
Majesty. Well, yeah, I was just going. I'll be back soon though, I think. About the thing. Later.
Do I want to know?
Maybe. I'll tell you later.
See you later then.
What are you doing here, Ebba? Aren't you meant to be, I don't know, running a county, or being schooled to be a duchess someday? If I'm ever likely to inherit that duchy, I'll let you know.
and I have a thing called a computer that lets me do half the running from here. Why? Are you that distraught to see me?
No, but I sense your oddities might rub off on my sister just by proximity. Speaking of, hello, Duck.
Duck?
If I'm chicken, she's Duck. Come here, Rosalie, I haven't seen you all day.
She's a terror, this one. She ate all the sweets, and then she stabbed me with a pen. You gave it me. Doesn't mean you should stab me with it, you monster.
You'll make a fine duelist one day. Maybe we'll have use for those swords after all. So why are you here then? Converting my sister can't be the only reason to visit.
I'm delivering your birthday present a week early. I can't make it to the actual occasion as I'm off-world, so here you go.
Oh. Well, thank you. Do I open it now or later?
Now, I can't see your reaction if I'm not there, and they may need some explanation.
Okay then. Have to say I don't think you'll be missing much anyway. It's not anything more special than last time. Are these glasses?
Mm-hmm. I think glasses would really accentuate your face. And glasses are cool.
I'm waiting for the part about them that needs explaining. These aren't just glasses, are they?
Uh-huh, they're smart glasses. They look conventional, but they'll do almost anything a normal computer can do. Link it to your lights, your heating, your kettle, if you have a kettle. They have a calendar, calculator, can play films, or be used for calls. And the superimposed images on the glass can only be seen on the wearer's side too, so you can be looking at anything on them while everyone else sees nothing. That doesn't come normal. I just thought that's something you'd also like.
Neat. Do you really think I won't look like a dweeb with these on though?
The colour will go well with your hair, and they'll suit your face, I'm sure. Sorry, I have to go. See you in 2 weeks, for the thing.
You don't have to be discreet. The Orphanage Mystery Inspector Catcher event we've set up.
That thing indeed. Bye, Rosalie. Bye-bye.
Later. Alright, come on, Duck. I hope you haven't spoiled your dinner eating all those sweets.